When you have a child, life's not supposed to stop. If anything, you gotta go a little bit harder because now you got more responsibility, right? What's up, family? It's Afro Angie for Kingdom and Community. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Today, I want to talk to my goal-getters, mompreneurs, and fathers too. If you just want to know how you can handle business with a toddler, because it's real. Today, I want to talk about some of the strategies and tips that I use. When you have a child, life's not supposed to stop. If anything, you gotta go a little bit harder because now you got more responsibility, right? And more of a reason to put your best foot forward. So let's get right into it. First, I wanna say I have an amazing husband. I could not do as much as I do without him. But children do tend to lean to one parent more than the other. Some things, some kids just go to one parent, no matter what it is, no matter the fact that both parents can offer it. Children tend to choose one, right? And so I'm also a morning person, and my son is too. So we spend a lot of time together. I take him to the library, things like that. So a few things that I do that really help me to still be productive is have a routine, okay? I pretty much know about the time that my son is gonna wake up. I know what time he needs to be asleep. He might not want to go to sleep, right? But he's going to sleep. Right now it is 8:30, trying to get it up to 8. At first, it was just whenever he felt like it. And that did not work for me because I need to wake up early in order to have the best day for myself, get myself together. And when he was staying up till like 10 or whatever, because we work from home so he could do that, now I'm not going to bed till like 1 or 2. And I definitely can't wake up that early with it being like that. So having a routine, that is so helpful for us. And then even as a married couple, spend time with each other. Watch the shows that are a little too gory for little baby eyes to watch. Get him on a routine, okay? Get him on a routine. That will help you a lot. And at first, your child might fight it, but after a while, they'll learn to love it. My son used to hate bedtime. Now he gets his own blanket. He's like, night-night, bye-bye. Like, get out. Because he's learned to understand and expect it and love it. Second thing that I would absolutely say, especially if you have a little crumb snatcher like mine, keep the snacks on deck. A lot of times I've learned that a lot of times my son doesn't really want anything. He just wants a little snacky snack, So my son loves bananas and crackers. I don't know what it is about those, but that is what he wants all the time. So if I forget to go to the store because I'm tired and the next morning we don't have those things, I just made life a whole lot harder for myself for no reason. And so we try to keep the snacks healthy, of course. You don't want to give your child too much junk food. Don't get me wrong, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I was raised like that. Food is better than no food, you know what I'm saying? But thankfully now I'm in a position to where I can usually choose, more of what I want to get from the store, especially having an amazing supportive husband who contributes as well. We try to keep our son with healthy snacks, and I really do feel like that also helps him to have better behavior. I don't really have anything to compare it to, but I do have a theory that children who eat too many unhealthy snacks are less likely to follow instructions, to have patience, and things like that. So keep the snacks on deck and keep them healthy. Another big strategy that I use to make sure that I'm able to stay productive is quality time is important. Again, I work from home, so that may sound like I get to spend all day with my son, but the truth is I'm also still in the startup phase of my business. And so just honestly and transparency, at first it was kind of like I was seeing my son as, I'm not going to say a burden, but maybe an obstacle. I have to do this because he needs to stay alive. Like, I have to feed him because he's crying. I have to change his diaper because he smells, But now I found that first thing in the morning when he first wakes up, we're cuddling. We're reading books. I might watch a few minutes of Blippi with him. And before he goes to bed, bath time is fun for him. He likes to play with the water. I let him play with the water for a few extra minutes. And I've been really, really trying. I don't do this every night, but we have been trying to read to him before bed a couple books if he wants to. And of course, like tucking him in, giving him plenty of hugs and kisses, making sure he feels very, very loved. Found out that children are hardwired to need your physical connection. So if you don't give it to them, they will act out because they need your attention. Like, it's a need for them. And so I found that if I give my son that quality, undivided attention in the morning and at night, and we try to eat meals together. Like when it's lunchtime, he sits with us and we eat together. When he gets those moments, then I can do a little bit more of what I need to do. So my heart goes out to those moms who are, working CNAs or just really can't be, with their children all the time. Maybe they have to go to daycare. But I would say if you are in that situation, one thing that my mom used to do is she would give us like date days. She had 5 kids, okay? But when she could, it wasn't necessarily super consistent, but she would try to choose a day where she just spent quality time with just us. I can look back and say I truly appreciate the fact that she would try to do that, because it's so important that your child knows that you're very much there for them. My son's a toddler, so he just do what he wants to do anyways. But I do feel like when you have that connection with your children, it's easier to correct them. You need connection before correction. And so, but even without correction, I feel like my son, he plays independently a lot better. He listens better. He takes naps better, all of that, when I give him his undivided attention first thing in the morning, before he goes to bed, and any other time that I can. Another thing that helps me to be productive with the toddler, with the child, working from home, is we get outside sometimes, okay? I've been trying to at least once a week. Again, I'm not perfect, so it's not super consistent, but we do outings. I can't imagine, especially with my child working from home, he has to be quiet sometimes. He got to get somewhere and sit down sometimes, right? So if that's all he ever has to do is sit down, don't touch that, because kids want to get into everything and you just can't get into everything. But if that's all he's ever hearing all the time, that would make anybody go crazy. So I really value taking him out sometimes, whether it's to a family member's house, where certain family members, they let kids do whatever because they don't get to see them all the time, so they have more patience with them, Or my son likes to just go to the grocery store sometimes and just look at new things. Like, try to get your children outside of their normal environment sometimes. And I feel like in addition to him looking forward to that, it's a little bit of a mental exercise too, right? So when he comes home, he's tired. He don't want to get into everything as much because it just warm out a little bit, you know what I mean? And another thing that we do that I feel like helps us to be more productive is we try to involve our son. So when we're doing laundry, we let him help us get the clothes from the washer to the dryer, from the dryer to the area where we fold the clothes. We have taught our son to pick up after himself. He picks up his own toys. We're trying to teach him how to move the washcloth during bath time. Things like that I feel like makes your child feel like they are useful. And I don't know about your children, but my son, he wants to feel like he is useful already. He wants to feel like he's valuable. He wants to feel like he's helpful. And so we just tell him, no, sit down. He's going to act up. But if we're doing laundry and we're like, okay, Jariah, help us put this here, he's going to love to do that. And then he's going to sit down and he's going to want to play with his toys because he just did something. Having a designated area for your child to play in, for us, it's the living room. And so until he takes a nap or until he's going to bed, whatever, just don't break nothing, because it's very important for children to feel like they can do things independently. Nobody wants to just sit down all day or be told what they cannot do all day. It's very important for, if your child can't do certain things, well, what can they do? Otherwise, they're going to just keep getting into more and more stuff. At least that's the case for me. I feel like a big part of being able to be productive yourself is fulfilling the needs of your child. I know that there's a learning curve with this. Every couple of weeks, I feel like my son's going through a new developmental stage, and so I'm having to learn another tactic, right? But I do feel like if your child is throwing fits all day, or constantly doing this and doing that and taking your attention away from what you're trying to focus on, that is going to be a lot less productive than you setting aside an hour here and an hour there to truly pour into them and give them what they need. And now I feel like, at least in our case, we have a longer window of time where we can really focus on what we need to focus on before he gets antsy and rowdy and not listening and destroying the house, right? I'm sure I have said something that may not have been completely accurate. If you are a psychologist or a seasoned mama with more than one child like I have, listen, let me know what works for you, okay? Because I'm still learning at this thing too. But I know how important it is when you are especially working from home. I keep saying that because that's my personal experience. I know how important it is to be able to focus while still making sure that your child is okay. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I truly hope that you found something in this video helpful. I'm rooting for all of the people working from home, especially those who are entrepreneurs like myself and my husband. Listen, we gotta get it, especially for these babies, okay? But thank you again, and until next time, seek the kingdom and serve the community.